football. First up is wide receiver Barrett Banister just got sat down. So we will go ahead and get started with him. Go ahead and get your hands raised in the queue, and we'll get going. First up, Andrew Kaufman from KMIZ. Go ahead, Kaufman.
Hey, Barrett, just what do you think it'll be like going up against your former head coach, who's now the defensive coordinator?
It's interesting for sure. We spent a lot of time with him up here, and, he's done a great job at Arkansas this year. I think he'll be excited to see us, and we'll be excited to see him. But, it's a player's game, and we're excited to go and compete against him.
Mitch, 40 Palmer's going to go ahead, Mitch.
Barrett, I don't know, how much you studied or were familiar with Missouri's defense last season. Obviously, you play on the other side of the ball, but do you see any similarities between what Arkansas does and what you faced maybe in practices or at times from your own team last year, or anything that can help you in that regard?
I think the biggest similarity that's striking, is both our defense and Arkansas's defense. They both play hard, I think that's a testament to Coach Walters and also to Coach Odom. Both our defenses, they play hard. They're physical. Their assignment sound, and I think that's probably the biggest similarity. So definitely something that we can take and be aware of,
Ben Arnett, KMU. Go ahead, Ben.
You had a pretty good game, if memory serves, last year against Arkansas. Just kind of give us a window into what your emotions are like whenever you play the Hogs and how important this game is to you.
It means a lot to me. It's a pretty personal game, being from Fayetteville. I think just emotionally it's, I'm excited, but I still have to keep them in check. You got to be able to – it's called performance anxiety, just being able to – keep your emotions, but still being fired up enough to play and just, being in that right spot and knowing that it's not all about you, There's a lot of other guys that this game means a lot to, senior night. We're just trying to go play a good game for them and just go 1-0 this week.
Peter Ball, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, Barrett, I guess less so about what it'll be like to go up against Barry Odom, but I guess what did he just mean to you as a coach over your first 3 years on campus?
Coach Odom was incredible to me. He was the one who gave me a shot to walk on here at Mizzou. He was the one that ended up giving me a scholarship. And so I'm extremely grateful for him. I loved him as a coach, love him as a person, and I'm appreciative for what he did. He's a good man.
Bob Holt, go ahead, Bob.
I recognize your face.
Hey, Barrett. I hardly recognize you. You're about 30 years old with that beard, but it looks on you.
Sir.
Hey, I don't know. Did you happen to run into Barry in Fayetteville after you moved there? And just what do you think the emotions will be like, between and of course, Brad Davis and Sam Carter on the staff too. And I assume you know those guys a little bit at least.
Yeah, no, I haven't ran into him personally in Fayetteville. I was kind of surprised because we had that whole quarantine period for months. I was kind of surprised. But I think obviously it'll be it's different, but this isn't the first place that this has happened before. And I think that's something for all of us to remember. We're going to go out and we're going to compete, and that's what our job is to go out and try and go 1-0.
Of course, you played your uncle last week, Tim. I'm so old, I covered him back in the day. But so is this a similar feeling at all?
Not as much because, Tim's blood relative. He's family to me. But, it's similar in the fact that I know them very well. And they'll be lifelong people I talk to in that sense, if that makes sense.
Okay, thanks.
Max Baker, go ahead, Max.
Is this game more emotional, personal for you because, Arkansas did or didn't do? I know you said Missouri gave you a shot, but do you feel like it, being your home state, you do feel regret or not regret, I don't know, just angry at all? Or what are the emotions you feel?
There was just there was stuff that, was just out of my control, and I'm happy that God put me here at Missouri. It's a great place for me, and I'm happy that I'm at Mizzou and got the shot that I was able to get.
Dave Matter, go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Barrett, off topic a little bit, but Coach Drinkwood seems like he's tried to create some new traditions and rituals and things for you guys to do after games, or maybe even stuff we don't know about. But what has that meant for you guys? I mean, he's just added some excitement within the team, or what's that been like?
Yeah, I think that's cool. He's trying to create his own team, his own culture, and I think he's done a very good job of that. I mean, you see it all over Twitter and all over the marketing campaigns, the new zoo. I think that is really what he's trying to embody, bringing in just a new culture and a new energy to this program. Singing after games, after a win. I think all that stuff is just meant to just bring a more, modern environment to Mizzou.
Jack Sobel, Mania, go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Barrett. So we've talked a lot about Coach Odom, but we haven't really talked much about how he's coaching a really good defense at Arkansas right now, and with you set to be in maybe a bigger role with Jalen Knox potentially out. How do you think you match up against that secondary?
I think they're very talented players. Catalan has had an incredible freshman season. Obviously he's out the first half with that targeting call, but he's a heck of a player. Hudson Clark's been playing well, and I think Fouché is another good player back there in that secondary. I think all those guys, they're going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to be ready to play, and I think we got a tall task. We're going to have to execute and go out there and make plays.
Back to Bob Holt for another one. Go ahead, Bob.
Barrett, I know you guys got off to a rough start. Playing Alabama was not an easy thing to do, and at Tennessee, but you guys are really rallied. I guess won 4 or 5 if my math's right. I never was very good at math, but what's been the difference, and just how confident are you guys the way you're on a roll right now?
I think the biggest difference is just keeping with it and keep punching. I think it was a big testament to our coaching staff and everything that when we're 0-2 to not give up and just keep trusting our process, keep trusting what we're doing. And I think we're reaping the rewards of, our hard work that we put in this off season and to get prepared. So I think that is probably the biggest thing. And, the thing that goes in after that is to not get complacent and not just be happy with what we've gotten so far. We still got work to do. We still got details to put in, and we got to be on our toes on Saturday.
And last one for Barrett, it's going to come from Colin O'Brien. Go ahead, Colin.
Hey, Barrett, you kind of touched on this from the personal side of things with trying to find the sweet spot for yourself emotionally, but I'm just curious. It seems like Coach Drinkwitz has intentionally kind of used bulletin board material at work for the Vandy game, but I'm just curious from a player's perspective, what's it like seeing a new coach trying to find the right buttons to push with a new team and players he didn't necessarily recruit and hit those right notes to get you guys motivated to perform on game days?
I think the biggest thing, and it's one of our core values, is just, building trust and respect. That's, I think, the biggest thing of it all. And, you'll hear him talk about, like, the guys who weren't recruited by Coach Drinkwitz, we didn't choose him, but he's going to do everything that he can to build trust and respect with us. And it's our job to do everything that we can to build trust and respect with him. And so it's a two-way road. And I think it's something that you work on every single day. And I think that's why you'll see us play together, excited for each other on Saturdays, is because we trust each other and we respect each other. And we're all, pushing in that same direction to go 1-0 this week.
All right, that'll do it for Barrett. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.